Oh my gosh, you can see me. Hi everybody. Okay. Hi everyone. Long time no see. Here is my 2025 sketchbook tour. First off, I'm sorry, I'm holding the phone with my hand because I don't know where my phone attachment is for my tripod. And my camera dies really fast and it pisses me off. So this is what we're working with until I can find my fucking tripod holder. Secondly, here's my 2025 sketchbook. Okay, yes, I have some pages I need to finish, but this sketchbook was only like 100 something pages. I didn't have the time or energy. I think I started this in the spring of 2025, and I wanted to at least get a little bit more done by the end of December, but you know, it's whatever. This thing is falling apart too. I got this sketchbook at Michael's, and yeah, you know how I like to do my sketchbooks. I like to put a lot of things in there, collages, whatever else. So I just feel like maybe I'll keep adding to this, but I just wanted to show you guys at least what I've been working on for the past almost, I guess, year. You know how it is, okay? Sketchbooks take a lot of time and energy, so anyway, here it is. This sketchbook was originally pink. Yeah, that's really fucking dirty, but I put this like vinyl sticker on top, and then I just kind of decorated it with some ribbons. It says "To Lose Almost Soft." You already know I had to put a dramatic title to the sketchbook, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's begin. So I just drew this with colored pencil. Originally, I was going to put like a title here because I made a zine and I wanted to use all pictures from this sketchbook. But one, I didn't, and two, I didn't even use this page. And I come back to it and I think maybe I could put something here. I don't know, but for now, it just remains this random thing. So there's that. Here's sort of the first official page. Like I just said, I made a zine, and these were like, this whole book was just gonna be that. I was gonna print this entire book. Plans change, but these are the original sticky notes that I wanted. Here's just some random like acrylic paint, soft pastels. I only used oil pastels once in the sketchbook, so I've kind of moved to soft pastels. Yeah, this is just like soft pastel smudge, some acrylic paint, some tape, as you can see, because I like to move things around in my sketchbook. I originally had a drawing here that I taped and I ripped it out, and now it's just this. Right, here's the first drawing. There's a lot of like writing in here. I will do my best to tell you when it's not my writing because I'm so, you know, ethical. Yeah, I'll let you know when I didn't write it. I did not write this. I got this from Pinterest. But yeah, so this is just a portrait. I did this with pen and pencil and soft pastels. And then these are just little like stick sequence stickers. I got it from Michael's. And yeah, some acrylic paint. There's just some little flowers that I did. So this is the next page. I was trying to do like a symmetrical sort of thing here. I just kind of like drew it out on my iPad in Procreate and then tried my best to like, you know, transfer it from that. Obviously it's not perfect, but for the most part, I mean, it's not that bad. Some watercolor flowers and some butterfly stamps, and then, yeah, original poetry. So here's when I really started to like experiment with soft pastels in the sketchbook. Not only soft pastels, but landscapes, which is, you know, something really new for me. So this is all soft pastel, some original writing as well. You'll see a lot of this painter tape in the sketchbook. I don't really mind it. It's the only tape I keep on me at all times. The next page is just sort of like a collage moment. I do love collaging. I do love junk journaling. So this is kind of, you know, the vibe here. Here's just like a watercolor portrait with some pen, random reindeer. This was a drawing I did in pen, and then I just took like Prismacolor white colored pencil and scribbled all over it because, you know, sometimes you just don't like a drawing, but there's certain elements to it that you do like, and I just wanted to preserve it instead of throw it. So I got some poetry. Here is a portrait I did with soft pastel. I just kind of like took a dry brush and rubbed it on the pastel itself just to sort of transfer a little bit of color. But other than that, this is just like pencil. And then I left this spread blank. Sometimes it's just left better blank. Sometimes I just feel like there's just been so many times when I'm drawing something, like, you know, when you do a drawing and it looks way better without pen, like pen line work, and you should have kept it in pencil. That's kind of how I feel about some spreads, so I just didn't want to touch it. This is another this is another soft pastel portrait. Not portrait, what? Landscape. These are some lyrics from the Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah. And then this page, this was like one of those, have you ever seen those videos where it's like drawing the first thing that comes up on my Pinterest page? That's what I did. So we got a flower, we got a deer, cat eyes, a sword, I guess. So yeah, there's this page. Oh, and then this, I just glued in here like a bookmark. It's just a ribbon, but yeah. Another soft pastel landscape. This one I tried like blending out with water. That's what all these little spots are. But, you know, I don't like to do that with my soft pastels. I'd rather blend it out with a brush or like by hand. But yeah. And then here's just a random watercolor pen portrait. I kept coming back to this. Like initially it was not this colored in, but a lot of the time I will just sit with like drawings and just keep adding to it until it, you know, it's pretty much complete, I guess. So here's the next page. This is my favorite washi tape I got from Michael's, little black cat. This is the only portrait I did in oil pastel. So yeah, and then there's some pencil, and I think that's it. Just oil pastel and pencil. And again, this is one of those situations where it was better off left blank, and I like the way that it transferred over, like the pastel. So here is a pen portrait. This is all done with micron pen. This was very just like, do you ever, you know, okay, my thoughts are going too fast for my mouth. You know when you miss, like, obviously art style changes, I feel like naturally over time, but you ever miss like the way you used to draw? This was very much like what I was feeling. I miss doing things like just in pen or just in pen and watercolor. So this is just some random eyes. Here is another landscape and a portrait. This is just pencil, pen, and then the rest is soft pastel. This is just acrylic paint. I kind of like did that with a brush. And then this black too is all like calligraphy ink, because I ran out of acrylic ink. So black acrylic ink. So I had to use calligraphy ink. Here's another like collage vibe thing. This is another portrait. I can't remember if I said earlier. I think I did, where you just, there's some elements of a drawing you don't like, so you just kind of cover it up. I kind of preserve what I do like, but this was just colored pencil and watercolor, acrylic ink, and then this is just like a watercolor sort of colored pencil doodle. And this is supposed to be a tree. Did that with marker. This is just like a random ribbon. This was like a concept of a zine or something like that. It was a brainstorming process. So we have here, like, again, some of that symmetrical shit. These were little clouds, an eye. I think this is also an oil pastel. So there's two things in here that are oil pastel, but this was just oil pastel and some black acrylic ink. This one is just some song lyrics, opens up. This was the outline to this. They're the same, so yeah, some doodles, incomplete whatever. Same with this, but so little eye right there. But here is a watercolor drawing, and this was originally taped here, if I can get it, in the beginning. So see that, the same color, and this is just watercolor. Then bunny drawing with a spiked collar. This is just regular colored pencil, poetry, a star, and then this is just a watercolor drawing with some pen. This, I think I was trying to do just marker. I am trying so hard to, like, I guess when I use marker in portraits, I have this like vision in my head of what I want it to look like, and it never turns out. I just need more practice with the medium, but I mean, these kind of look alike, just stuck them on the same page. There's some butterfly wings. So this is just some acrylic ink. I literally just took my finger and was like, and then drew whatever. This is pencil. I wanted it to be all pencil, but as time went on, I just started like adding pen or whatever to it. And this is just little watercolor and pen thing. This is like glued on there. The next page is very, again, that sort of collage vibe. I was trying to experiment with tracing paper here. These are supposed to be tree branches. They're kind of like veins, but it's whatever. Again, the tracing paper, some eyes, some song lyrics, a kitchen sink. This is soft pastel. I was originally trying to make this into like a landscape. It was gonna look like, it was gonna go this way, but you know. Here is an actual soft pastel landscape. I just glued this little ribbon to the top, some pencil here. And again, it was one of those situations where I just thought I should leave the page blank. I honestly love when it transfers like this. It just fills itself out, okay? It fills the spread out itself, so. Next page, this is just a, I think this is just marker and pen. And then there's an eye. This is like felt. This is just a little bear with a spiked collar again. Some doodles. This one, I was just trying to go for like a high contrast vibe, I guess. But this is just pen with some little bit of colored pencil to fill in some of that detail. It's supposed to be an eye with an eyebrow, the nose bridge. I love the way that this transferred over to the other side. And then this is again just sort of like a abstract, not abstract, but you know, there's the nose. The eye would go right there. There's this page. So this is just some watercolor. I did this with like the watercolor paints. Little portrait. Same with this, with the eye. Put the little palette that I used for this painting I was trying to go for like a really messy, like not super refined look. So yeah, and then this, all this, I forgot you could do this, you know, the thing with the paintbrush and the wet paint. So I just was like everywhere on this page. So another blank page. This is some eyes with colored pencil. And then these were supposed to be like, again, little tree branches. Just looks like veins when I draw them, but yeah. Oh my gosh, another one where I gotta flip the whole book around. So here are just some flowers, some more of that ribbon and the sequins, an eye, some washi tape, that's little cat paws. And then this one, I did this one with a soft pastel, just a little flower. Again, this I drew on the same, like in the same session, I guess, as these ones where I was just trying to do like loose drawing. Did that with watercolor paints. Got some doodles, mouth, whatever that is. These are some watercolor flowers with more ribbon. Lift this up. There's nothing in here. There was a pocket, but instead here's this in the back. More of that washi tape right here. Goes into this. This is just colored pencil and watercolor. This one is pen with some soft pastel. Some basic portraits. Yes. This is another one that's like, does that thing. Here's that. This is the same reference as this one right here. But yeah, a tree, some little trees. I did that one with soft pastel as well. Like just said, this little pen thing. Here's the other side. Just glued some ribbon down, some eyes with some watercolor. Here's this one. This is just watercolor and pen as well. Random little thing. Here's this. Again, same mediums pretty much throughout, watercolor, pen. Just kind of glued it to the middle of the page. I love a good, I don't even know what you would call this, but just when it's right there in the center. Oh, right there in the center. This is soft pastel. I did this on black paper. It's supposed to be snow and some trees. You know, I put a little white. It's not even acrylic paint. This is fabric paint, but it's the only white paint I could find at the time. Again, love the way that it transfers over. This one's not as severe as other ones, but I just love it. I don't know why. And then I think this is the last page. So this is a poem that I wrote on, it's on this page. But this is when I was practicing like the handwriting of it all. And I think that's the last one. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this as well. I probably will finish it because there's so many, you know, pages. But I wanted to put something out for the new year for you guys. And yeah, thank you so much for sticking around. Okay, I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this, at least got some sort of inspiration. You were able to take something from this. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.